Welcome, everybody. Ask Les Grossman Real. You heard it here first. Man, have we got a guest for you. What a great surprise. So, the Pope was actually the chief rabbi from Israel was visiting the Pope in Rome in his office. Walks in, big giant red phone on his Pope's desk. Rabbi says, "Hey Pope, what's up with this big red phone?" Pope says, "That's a direct line to God." Rabbi goes, "Whoa, really? How much is the call?" Pope says, $1,000. Rabbi whips out 10 brand new Ben Franklin $100 bills, makes his phone call. Following year, Pope's in Jerusalem, visiting the chief rabbi. And he sees on his desk a big red phone. Pope says, "Rabbi, what's up with a big red phone?" Rabbi says, "It's a direct line to God." Pope goes, "Whoa, really? How much is the call?" Rabbi says, 50 cents. "Whoa, Pope, why so low?" And the rabbi answers him, "Because it's a local call." Woo! So how about a lawyer joke? Okay, there's a cruise ship stranded off the coast of South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, thereabouts. And an accountant jumps off. He's going to go swim ashore to tell people there's no electricity, no nothing. That somebody's got to swim to shore to let people know. Accountant jumps in, doesn't get 10 yards. He's eaten up by sharks. Next guy, a doctor, says he's going to go in, swim in. Dives in. He doesn't make it 10 yards either. He's eaten up by sharks. Then a lawyer dives in. He swims ashore like 1, 2, 3. And whoa! Passenger asks another passenger, "How'd that happen?" The other passenger answered him, "Professional courtesy." All right, so it's time for our marvelous guest. This man is the hottest talent west of the Mississippi without a close second. The one, the only, Coran Beecham. Woo!
Hey.
How you doing, holy brother?
What's up, everybody?
Woo! There you are, looking fantabulous.
Yeah, what's it, LG?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
Thanks for having me out tonight.
Pleasure. I gotta tell folks, man, anytime they want to check out your resume, they better take the day off, because that's about how long it'll take to read through half of it. God bless you, man. You got so many,
right on.
You got so many things going on, I don't know where to start. So let's start with that real super hot record label of yours, Rip Raw. Tell us about it. What's going on?
Okay. Well, we're proud to say we're manufacturing our own hats, and we're putting out our records. We got merchandise, business as usual, but we've got a great team, amazing new artists that have come on the label this year, from all over the country with all different types of music, ranging in genre from hip hop to rock to EDM to live acoustic sounds. Just a wide variety of talent that we're working with, as well as a lot of projects in the works.
A touch of reggae in there?
Oh yeah, we've got not only a guy plays in a band that does reggae covers and reggae originals, But I've got a couple of different reggae songs coming out on my next album for everybody. And we have our current ones out like Chalice Man and Babylon is Burning, which are really good songs, which anybody can pick up on iTunes or
Nice.
Google, Amazon. Just look up Omega Raw and they'll be able to find the songs somewhere on the playlist.
Fantabulous. So how about this hot star, Amber Star? What's going on with her? I've been hearing all about her.
Oh man, yeah, Amber is she's quite amazing. Not only is she an artist, but she's also a television personality, and she's the ambassador for many different programs. But
Nice.
one that's impassionate to my heart as well. She's also a speaker for women's empowerment. So Amber is actually touring, doing women's empowerment tours,
Nice.
speaking with women throughout Mexico and the United States to help empower them into better lives by sharing her story of working in the community through energy conservation, energy development, mobile, and lots of other platforms. Amber's got her hands in everything. She's doing a fantastic job. She's working with FIFA also. Got some things coming down the works for everybody to see. So she's doing really good.
Fantastic.
She sends her love.
Oh, back at her. So listen, Corinne. Back in the day when you were helping me do a fantastic job on enhancing my book cover, you told me this marvelous story about the history of ganja. Going back, if I'm not mistaken,
Right
to King Solomon. So how about sharing that with our massive audience, if you don't mind?
Well, yeah, I'll share the story. Yeah, the story that you're referring to, LG, is the story about how they found the cannabis plant in Solomon's tomb, the Tree of Life. So this is pretty much a Rastafari legend, so to say. It's a story that's been passed down for many, many generations. But as the tale goes, King Solomon, who was the wisest king to ever live on the earth, when he passed away, he had a very, very beautiful tomb known as Solomon's tomb, which still exists to this day.
In Ethiopia.
And upon his
Ethiopia, right?
They found.
In Ethiopia, is that where his tomb is?
Yes, it's in that area.
Okay.
And there in that area, they found, the myth goes, or the legend goes, that they found cannabis plant growing from the tombstone spots of where King Solomon was buried.
Wow.
They laid directly on the head of where he was buried. And so when the cannabis plant, and cannabis is a Hebrew word, can in the word meaning hemp, or rope, and ubus meaning aromatic, is actually original Hebrew.
Right on.
They used it in meditation, and they burned it as an incense, and it was used in a ceremonial fashion in early Rastafari practices. But it's believed that the enlightenment that came from the contact with the ganja was a blessing directly from God through King Solomon, even in King Solomon's passing, spreading the ability to have this natural herb upon the earth. And so that's why it's such an important part of the Rastafari belief and religion. Or really, Rastafari isn't really even a religion, it's a way of life.
More like a cult.
So it is a very, Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, I want to say Pope, but it's, yeah, I'm hearing you. I just remember arriving in the island of Jamaica. Peace and love, man.
That's right.
Back in the day. Let me just, when you originally, I know it's been a few years now, but the reason for that was because the Rastaman did such an awesome job of guarding King Solomon. Does that bring that was like part of the legend. It was like kind of a bonus for them. A gift direct from the Creator for doing such a great job.
Right.
Right on.
Right. Original descendant. And the Rastafari religion really became popular, like, and known pretty much throughout the world in the 1930s. But prior to that, the belief system which helped develop it did originate from those who were the protectors and bodyguards personally chosen to protect King Solomon and his castle. And that honor was passed through the generations. Many think that the first cannabis plant actually grew from the head of Solomon's tomb.
Right on.
And it's an argued thing straight to through this day that people have been having timeless argument or discussion for people to have. But it's a truly great blessing, and it's truly a wonderful thing. Not only that it's included in this religious aspect of a look, but because it just shows the connection to the things that many people naturally want to do that are deeply rooted in our origins and our beginnings and our belief systems.
Awesome. Great story. I love it. So listen, Corinne, we want to just bid you keep doing the phenomenal work that you're doing and sell them records. I know the whole business is it's a whole other world from back in my day in the music business originally, certainly. But you know, things change, and I had one of my exes from Texas said, "You got to change with them." So here we are.
LG, how'd I know you had some exes from Texas?
Who knows?
Let me find out.
Who doesn't?
Let me find out.
Right on, bro. Right on. So, all
Right
right.
on.
All right, so
thanks for having me out. It's a pleasure chatting with you.
Pleasure.
Once again, you know what I mean? Keep up what you're doing. Appreciate everything that you got going on, and much love to you.
Back at you, and we can't, we gotta stay in touch. Woo! What a job. But of course, our super producer, Timmy T-Mobile here is making things happen. That's why we got a show. And the question for this show was essentially, it's a political one. The question came in for the history, as in a Les Grossman Reels rendition, sweet and short, of the history of our two political parties. So, in a nutshell, as blogged a long time ago, sweet and simple. If you ever really want to know what the Democrats are up to, 19 out of 20 times all you have to do is look at what they're accusing the Republicans of. That's typically what they're doing. From the historical documented end, as mentioned previously, Denise D'Souza's a documentary released last year it's got the full version. In the nutshell, essentially, in the mid-1800s, the Republican Party was formed to free the slaves. Later, early 1900s, bring the right to vote to women, and then in the mid-1900s pushed through civil rights. All right, the history of the Democrat Party was formed to own slaves, enforced by the KKK, and then later institutionalized segregation and essentially come the mid-1900s, effectively get people, as many people as they can, on welfare, effectively exchanging the plantations for the inner city. There it is. In a nutshell, life goes on. Fast forward today, we've got healthcare. Okay, healthcare is the hot topic right now. So, all right. So, when did cost of healthcare start skyrocketing at a much faster inflationary rate than everything else? Chances are most people would think with Obamacare. Not the case. It was way, way before that. Go back to the mid-1960s when Medicare started. Just Google 100-year healthcare specific inflation chart and you will see the year after Medicare came in is when healthcare started skyrocketing at a much faster inflationary rate than everything else. Believe it or not, prior to Medicare, doctors made house calls. And, and if you needed to show up at the office, all you needed was a $10 bill, and that took care of the shot, along with the visit. So, again, things change, though, is what it is. Just a tad of history. That being said, here we are right now with a bunch of people protesting and what have you. Well, guess what? Not only is there nothing new about protesting, this country was founded on protests. Anybody hear of the Boston Tea Party? What was that, other than a protest? All right? So protesting is as American as apple pie. Can even remember, even popular President Bill Clinton was, not only was he, by the way, a man with a historical history of protesting himself. And not only was he protested, but he encouraged people to protest. And the current president, my guess is he could care less. If anything, it may even juice him some. So, pretty much, the bottom line with having healthcare or the government involved with healthcare, it's a political law of gravity. Once you've got the government involved, you got problemos. I remember back in the 80s, they were the big regulation that was going down then was making people wear their seatbelts. You wouldn't think you would have to make them do it, but you do it, unfortunately. So there's no question they save lives. Been there, done that. At the time, people fought it because, it's the government telling us what to do. All right, so it got passed. But what didn't happen is the government didn't go in the seatbelt business. That's where we're coming from here. So, it's the government's job to set the rules, that's fine. But we don't need them in the business because it just doesn't work as well as professionals who live and breathe the business. So, any questions, super producer? Any follow-up? We're good to go? So that being said, if in case, just in the closing note, the people protesting the current president, again, all they're doing is, odds are, expressing the sentiments of the people who support the president, how they felt about the prior administration. Again, 19 out of 20. And I can tell you firsthand, just the perception of your average Trump supporter. The main thing they're happy about is the president's name is not Hillary. That's the bottom line. And she's, she's, the big news with her is she's finally, quote unquote, figuring out why she lost. The perception is real simple. The majority of the people, of the voting people, did not want her as president. Sweet and simple. So we're going to let you go. We've got another fantastic show coming up next Sunday with another fantastic guest. The author of The Awakening, with a film in the works. His name is John Woodward. So look forward to that. Same time, same station. And in cutting you loose, I'm just going to say that remember, rule 1 from the Creator is love your fellow as you love yourself. And I can add to that another thing to remember. People who say money can't buy happiness don't know where to shop.